Hey you guys, hello. Oh my, we're here. It's been a little bit of a while, but the New Moon in Scorpio rising here, I wanted to jump on and, that's funny, I am a Scorpio rising. I didn't mean it in that way, but I am a Scorpio rising, but the New Moon in Scorpio is rising, and we're going to be moving into these energies pretty soon, so I wanted to jump on. And I don't know if we'll get into like every sign. I have a few projects that are really on the back burner that I got to jump into, and of course divine timing, but I wanted to at least touch base here and start at least kind of preparing to talk about that new moon. So let's get the light though a little better situated. It's kind of really awkward. Let's just come out and just say it, all right? We got this light hanging over here. We got the back of the headboard. All right, so we got a few things we gotta work out the kinks, you know. Scorpio does like to get down to the nitty gritty as well with Pluto and Mars. It's like, sometimes the more awkward the better, because it's like the more kind of real. Let me get the tarot deck real quick, and don't be frightened by the back of the headboard now. All right, how many of you have quite a bit of Scorpio in your chart, and you know that, where you're like, yeah, I know exactly, how much Scorpio I have. I've got maybe a few planets in Scorpio, a few planets in the house of Scorpio, the 8th house. Have a particular placement of your Pluto, your Mars, maybe at, certain degrees, on even certain angles, conjunct certain planets. So where are you guys at with knowing at least what this moon is hitting on for you? And that can be kind of helpful, like to see ahead of time, where the heck is the wave coming from? Because this is going to be interesting. I'll say it in that way. Why? Because we have, first of all, so much is retrograde. Just set aside the new moon. New moons, right, are kind of an intense period that can be seen in that way, where it's like the energy is pretty prominent, where we're like, okay, we're definitely hitting an angle. And it's funny, I'm seeing like somebody in a maze, and it's like you're going through all these little twists and turns and curves, and at a certain point you're like, okay, we have to make a decision, like, are we going left or going right? So the new moon kind of is that that also that all-encompassing energy space in a certain way, where we say, well, we now are sitting here in the moment of addressing honestly with ourselves what we actually want to create and how we see what we want to create. So it's that sort of purification as well of our vision. Now, but let's trail it back, and get back into talking about what else is at play here, because it's not only the new moon in general as the new moon in Scorpio. It's like everything that's deep, considered, kind of also, sort of, so-called deep, and I don't know what that means for everyone, but it will be even deeper, because Scorpio, it will look at what maybe in some ways others will consider, well, I think I did a good enough job. Pluto's like, where's your bucket? Where's your pail? And your shovel? Let's go back to that. Okay, and do that one over. Scorpio has that perspective that is, pretty at times as well complex. It can be seen. So, there are layers, as Scorpio sees it as well, to everything. Now, that doesn't mean that, the way one does it is not as good as another. Okay, thank you for your donation. Who's this? Neora, thank you for tuning in as well. And it's not to say that it's like not good enough, but it's just that is the perspective oftentimes of Scorpio. It is rather kind of that archetype of what is considered also like good and good enough. It's like let's do it just a little bit further than that. So and it can really touch upon that psychology space. Oh, hello Jamie, thank you for tuning in. Yeah, so you guys, oh, you're talking to Lola. I was like, okay, well, we're all connected here. Okay, so, so cute. So, okay, so yeah, now for an, so yeah, for an overview. All right now. All right, so Scorpio can also get into, Jamie's like, Scorpio can also get down to the core of it, like one also, we can say they're kind of nosy, okay? The way let me just say it on this way, the way Scorpio, aside from the others, is that Scorpio will ask, like, questions, okay? It's like, they want to get to know, and really get to know. So, and someone could say, well, why is he asking so many questions? Like, what, but that's just the Scorpionic sort of, I'm hearing the interpretation. Wow. Okay, now we have Judgment coming through right there. This is general wild card reading here for now. 3 wands reversed in the moon reverse. Actually, the card Scorpio mirroring the Judgment card. Yeah. Okay. So and 3 wands reversed. Now that's all about digging, getting down to the core of it. But okay. Well, it will be maybe different for everyone. But I'm hearing as well what is lurking in the subconscious mind. It could be you with you, where you're like, you know, I really want to kind of interview myself right now and kind of understand more of what my scene is about. I'm hearing it like in that way, interesting. Like, I don't want to just take action. I'm hearing haphazardly, like, now is the time, Jessica. Oh my god, hello. Oh my god, Jessica, Natalie, all caps. Hello. All right, we're good. So, all right. Yeah, it's like, look, okay, I'm hearing, do you have your hat on? I'm hearing that as well. Now, yeah, it's interesting because it's like, you know, there will be this time where we don't want to just, you know, go sailing, okay? It's really, we're slowing down to a crawl of a moment where we say, well, why am I creating what I'm creating? And am I really creating it? So it's taking that scrutinizing look, even possibly. And it can be sometimes difficult depending on how you work with that energy in your chart. The archetype of Scorpio, I'm hearing Cancer as well. Interesting, okay? Take it as you will. It was a moon in Scorpio, and the moon is ruler of Cancer. But anyway, so yeah, it's interesting because, well, it will depend, right? If you're having that sort of power struggle moment with yourself, and I don't know what that's alluding to, but in the way of saying like, oh, well, I don't want to maybe look at this part of my life right now, and the universe is like, okay, that's good and all, but we need you. I'm hearing to grab hold of your pail and bucket. I'm hearing that as well. Interesting. So I don't know what that is alluding to. One second. This could actually be somebody in your environment. Feel free to take a look at. Yes, for a number of you, feel free to take a look at your chart and see, you know, where is that Scorpio energy, and the area of life that it sort of touches upon for you might be where this sort of like, you need to take this really close look at things, and, you know, even closer than that kind of look is sort of coming up for review. And so, just an example, I have Scorpio on my rising, so that is my first house. That's touching upon Aries energy for me, Mars energy. That's fire, the fire-based part of the chart. It's a very public part of the chart, and in addition, if we're going to look at the other parts of my chart, so Scorpio, we'll say, okay, we'll look at the 8th house for everyone, actually. This is ruling house of Scorpio, and we see that Gemini is cusping for me that house. In addition, Mars is in my 8th house in Gemini. So for me, it's like, you know, looking at, first of all, we'll say I've got a lot of Scorpios that's bringing up really strong, you know, questions when it comes to the areas of life that are related to, you know, what is it that I want to create in relation to those areas. So, you know, we're really going to be like not playing any more games as well in relation to those parts of our chart, if we are looking at it from that vantage point of saying, well, let me look at how this energy plays out on an astrological level, at least. Okay, now, so then it's like, okay, well, there are layers to that as well, and, you know, maybe in a way of saying, well, I feel like I'm sort of being guided to take a closer look at these areas. It may not be so strategic where you're like, I even know what I feel I need to refine, but in some way we might actually be tested, and that might be by way of people who come into our life around this time, or in some way connections, or I'm hearing refractions of our own light that make us, I'm hearing, feel, I'm hearing those questions that much deeper. So in other words, maybe this is something that you had, so it could be a concept that you've been working with. It's just, you know, something that you might find comes up for review, maybe even cyclically, but just in a different way at this time. And I'm seeing for a number of you that one second, there's a lot, well, there will be a question of triggering for a number of you. Let's clear it and ground. But ultimately, it is a matter of the interpretation. Now, it could be an epiphany moment as well. I'd be interested to see a few signs here we'll jump into. But for a number of you, it could be something where you just like, you're like, okay, like, I keep having this conversation with, like, different people, but, like, this one time that I had this conversation with this one person just made it so clear for me. I'm hearing it, like, for a number of you in this way, and it could be something that's like a crux of the matter that you just kind of unfold, you know, and that's the beauty of Scorpio, because it really, again, it can feel awkward, it can feel like, you know, that pressure point, but it does ultimately seek to enlighten, to illuminate, and to bring truth and clarity to, right? So let's clear it and ground. Yeah, but this is not necessarily easy. Easier said than possibly done, with the 8 of Cups as well in reverse, mirroring the moon in reverse. Sometimes we won't really see it, sort of, you know, we'll maybe at first feel like, whoa, I feel like I'm triggered, and then there will be that sort of the ball rolling from that point on that brings us to a certain, wow, it's so funny, it's interesting, I'm having a vision right now. It's like it's almost as if like you're picking up on a smell, and at first you're like, I'm actually seeing like a hound dog like picking up on a smell, and like at first it's just kind of, I'm hearing flirtatious, I'm hearing that as well. It's kind of like almost like irritating, even like, okay, what is that smell? You keep kind of almost, you get distracted, like this hound just gets distracted, and then and then there is like enough of that I'm hearing belief pattern, interesting, enough of that belief that begins to grow, and it could be something in you where you're like, okay, whoa, like even your habits are changing and you're like, okay, I realize that I'm moving more in that direction anyways. Yes, and then it's like as if like the hound dog all of a sudden like starts to pick up on the smell, but in relation to the trail, wow, that it leaves. So for a number of you, yes, let's clear the ground. It's something that maybe you feel, well, you're developing a sense of, and for a number of you, it can be activations, absolutely. And if that is the case, if this is ruling the physical body in any way, these symptoms can feel kind of uncomfortable at times where you're like, I don't understand like where I'm going actually. I feel like physically, I'm not really entirely understanding where it, to say it in this way, you might find that you are feeling guided to move in a certain direction. What the impetus of that space might be is more energetic, spiritual, almost intuitive, impulsive, but then it's like physically, it's like there is this sort of possibly some sensation of mismatch. Now, I don't know what exactly that's alluding to, but to say in the way you might be surprising yourself around this time, okay, where you're like, yeah, I never acted like that. I never, reacted like that. I never behaved like this. Oh, Simon Tully, thank you for your donation. Thank you for tuning in. Love and light to you here and everyone who is in the house tonight and beyond, and on, whoever happens to tune in at whatever time. Thank you all for connecting to you. Yeah, it's like for a number of you, you might be feeling like also there's just a lot coming up. It is coming up and it is coming out. And that process might at first feel like uncomfortable, okay, where it's like, whoa, I'm having a reaction to this as well. And maybe your first reaction is like to kind of maintain some sort of, I'm hearing status quo, where you're like, okay, I recognize myself, but then at a certain point, and this could be over periods of time, I'm hearing also lifetimes, you start to realize that the momentum of that change, I'm hearing that influence as well, your reaction to that becomes so strong that it's almost like I might as well move with the tide of it. And this can be something that you feel you're transforming, a part of your life that you're transforming. It's like it's inevitable. It can speak of also something that you're really passionate about, you feel really has a lot of potential, and it's at that point where you're like maybe even considering it, but then it was like, maybe you were intellectualizing it, and then it gets to that point. I'm hearing it again this way. I'm hearing Jeremiah. I'm hearing that so strongly. Jeremy, someone's like shouting out there. They're shouting, they're not shouting Jeremiah, but anyways, take it as you will. I'm hearing Gemini as well. Leo, Libra, Aquarius, I'm hearing very strong. I'm hearing Leo as well. Okay, even some Taurus, I'm hearing that as well. Okay, it's like, at a certain point, you're like, yeah, no, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, period. And that's just what it's going to be. It's not going to make sense, and I'm going to flow with the feeling of it. And at a certain point, you're like, why would I not? It's like in this way of saying, it is a shame not to pursue this. Now, let's get the cards out here. All right. Yeah, getting honest here. I'm hearing that as well for a number of you, like just coming out with it. If you've had your eye on something, okay? Let's say it in this way. If until this point, you've kind of been like feeling something, and I'm feeling pressure on the heart chakra, like feeling like you're gravitating towards a certain area of life, or a certain, whatever it is, experience, a person, whatever it is, and you've been kind of like halting it. And what are people, and what are experiences, and what are places? I'm hearing that as well. Becca emphasize that. But also moments in which we reflect. I'm hearing on our own story, interesting idea as well. Well, we also reflect. Yeah. What we see, I'm hearing that as well. Where is it though that we that we get really honest with that, and for a number of you, possibly it was something where you were like, I just don't want to be here right now. I'm hearing that as well. I'm seeing someone being like uncomfortable almost, like they're in a space with someone. It's like they've been holding it back. I'm hearing that as well. Like, I don't want to like play with their toys. It's like, I'm hearing, yeah, you do. I'm hearing, who doesn't want to play with someone's toys? Like, I'm hearing it in that way. One second. Well, I just don't know if it's like good for me. Okay, I'm hearing that as well. So yeah, for a number, you're reflecting on also possibly what you know to be a desire. And this might not be like entirely conscious for a number of you, but it's like, this is a desire. It's just to what level and degree you would like to actively address it is maybe another question. With the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups, it's like, is this good for me? And it can be kind of, well, for a number of you, this comes up to, yeah, there is a public side of this. Okay, let's jump into it. Let's clear it and ground. This could be over the course. A lot of energy here coming through. Holy shit. Okay, the High Priestess in the theme, looking over it, this is an activation for a number of you, Ascension, and it's like, for a number of you, been feeling this this something this building. Okay, let's start with Scorpio. Duh. Hey Scorpio, what's up? Scorpio. Okay, no, wait. I'll pretend like I don't really see you. I'm mirrored in this way. Hold on, Scorpio. Wait. Okay, hold on. Are you ready? Are you as ready for me as I am for you? Okay, now this is funny because I'm seeing the person asking this is actually they're redirecting that energy, that intention. I'm hearing that as well. Maybe even that intuition to themselves first. I'm hearing before they address it. I'm hearing properly with this other individual. Now I don't know what that's alluding to. For a number of you, maybe you've been like indirectly hinting at something. I'm hearing in relation to a person you just met. I'm hearing that as well with a Chariot. I don't know what that is about. One second. For a number of you, this is just coming through. You're interested in someone, but like you're like going through their friend first. I'm seeing someone's like knocking at different doors. They're like, is Goldilocks home? It's like, you know, Goldilocks is not at that home. I'm hearing that as well, but like you're knocking, like anyways, let's clear it. I'm hearing shuffle. Shuffle. Five of Wands is for a number of you, you're at a party or you're dancing somewhere and it's like you're doing this like there's a rhythm. It's something though where it's kind of interesting. Well, let's just say it this way: someone definitely knows more than they make out. Okay, to be what they know. We'll say it in that way. Like they have, for a number of you, someone here has a very strong sense of a premonition as it relates to someone possibly here. It's like, yeah, should I stay or should I go? They like ask this question to this person. It's like, I don't know, it's kind of obvious. Well, the Fool right there, yo, somebody is actually in love with someone. No, like, this is like butterflies in the tummy. Okay, batting of the eyelashes. Good, I'm good. Oh no, I'm great. The kind of energy with a Fool upright, looking at the Temperance card upright, but it's like, it's very interesting because I'm seeing these people are like, well, let's clear it. They're really, really interested in one another. Maybe they're even fascinated. It's even a child who's like fascinated by a toy that they see like, whoa, okay, like, I don't know what that is like, okay, but anyways, and then it's like, but they're both like in awe at each other, but they're both like, they're looking off in like a third direction. I don't know what that is linked to. I'm seeing two people, they look at each other like, wow, and then like, but they like direct that in another direction. They're like, wow, like to not like sort of let's clear it, interpret it, maybe that passion so directly, like, yeah, now take it as you will. Okay, but with a Fool looking in the future with a Temperance card, for number though, you have a premonition, and like it's the kind of thing where you don't, yeah, Ace of Swords in reverse at the base of the star. It's kind of indirect. I'm hearing that like Ace of Swords is like diagonal from the star, mirroring the Fool upright. Someone definitely had a vision. Maybe they even like met someone, they had like this first impression, it was just so strong and it was so clear, but the words, I'm hearing the words didn't necessarily communicate. Okay, I'm hearing the offer that they made. I'm hearing with their higher self as well. One second, with also their healing parts. Oh, so maybe someone is not consciously addressing. Aha, yeah. Three of Swords in reverse. Somebody's still healing here from something with the Two of Swords as well. Upright. Three of Swords in reverse. They're still in some kind of process. Maybe this is not in a conscious way, but in the way of saying that they're still sort of they're still catching up with what they are perceived with their premonition. I'm hearing that ultimately with the Fool looking out into the future. And for a number, this could be something that's related to lifetimes ago, okay? Even past lives, yes, but like specifically also what they had a vision of, like even in childhood. I'm hearing that. Let's clear it. Someone's really nervous as well. I'm hearing that they're kind of, you know, when you're nervous and you're, I don't know, you like exaggerate your movement, even like when you walk up to somebody, you're like, hi, and it's like, I don't know, huge steps you're taking. Like, I don't know what that is owing to, but I'm seeing that like specifically right here. Yeah, there's something possibly about processing the connection emotionally as well as psychologically as well as spiritually. For you're having activation, like either you met someone, there's something that just like, it's really like a kid who sees a toy and it's just like, whoa, the toy is like talking and like, I don't know, doing different, it's interesting. Okay, now let's clear it. Justice, yeah, but there's a decision that needs to be made because this is not going to go on for too long where we're like in this, like, we're in the elevator. I'm here that as well. We're going up, we're going down, we're going sideways. Which way do you want to go? I don't know. Which way do you want to go? I don't know. It's like where we're throwing the ball in the air and we're waiting for the dog to fetch it, like kind of thing. Like okay, it's gonna have to get clearly you know, drawn out as well, where maybe someone puts the ultimatum forward and is like, what do we actually see in the situation here? Okay, Ace of Swords here and the Fool, Son of Cups in reverse. Oh my, someone is very nervous. That card was like just kind of trembling out the world here. Right up top, the Son of Cups in reverse. Now, we really come down to a huge question here of what the potential is with the world. This is a portal, really, and it's not really appropriate to say, like, the door is open, but, like, it's a window of opportunity. No, it's a door. We need to move through the door, which means we need to walk through it. Like, so I'm seeing someone looking, they want to, one second. It is a huge opportunity. Okay, for a number of you, I don't know if you're a little nervous. It's like, well, I just don't know if I'm hearing it in this way. Maybe it's just a matter of the physicality of it, where it's like what you feel, you sort of meet with your physical sort of movement. One second, what does that mean? Well, yeah, well, maybe there's this hesitation when it comes to acting on what you know as well, intuitively, or, there's some kind of hesitation here with the Fool looking out, and it is maybe that mesmerized sort of energy. I'm hearing, is it a facade? I'm hearing that, oh, okay, one second, what is that about? Four of Pentacles. So, it's something about the environment. Something maybe even happened, like, suddenly, like, rapidly. I'm seeing someone even, like, they literally see, it's so interesting. In the Wizard of Oz, I'm here in the Dorothy of Oz. Let's just forget about the rest of the movie. Just Dorothy. Okay. Focusing on Dorothy now, yes. I'm seeing someone, like, even has a camera. They're, like, zooming in on just, like, one person in the movie. I don't know what that was going to do, I guess you all. No, it's, like, it's funny because, that one scene where Glenda, the so-called Good Witch, she, like, appears sort of out of so-called nowhere, like, thin air. It is, like, that moment, even for the audience, when they're watching the movie, like, whoa. Okay, where did that come from? Now, for a number of you, there is this mesmerized sort of entrancement here that we see with the Fool, like, but there are so many questions I'm hearing, but not ones that we ask out loud. Actually, for a number of you, maybe this is just a processing period of what we feel on a vibrational level. So for a number of you, what I'm seeing is that maybe there is a sensation. It might not be something where I actively are thinking through what I'm feeling. It's more maybe for a number of you, the subconscious sort of even synchronization of what you're feeling on an energetic level that matches, is essential for a number of your question, matches up with, how you are, in the upper chakras, and specifically the throat chakra, even the third eye, making sense of what you're feeling. So I don't know what that is alluding to. How many of you know I'm hearing pizza delivery? I'm hearing one or two people. Someone's like, they want to go have pizza. They're in a restaurant. Someone's going to seat them. I don't know. It could be a specific message. But anyways, how many of you know for certain what this is relating to on a scale of 1 to 14? 14 being like, literally, I am like also 4 days behind because I feel like I was not making a move fast enough. I'm hearing that as well with the Fool upright. I'm hearing the Wheel of Fortune. Someone is so freaked out. They're like, no, really, like, they really are. They're like, I don't know, like, if I hit 5, maybe they're even, one second, it's this feeling of, like, bidding on something even. It's like that minute that you make everything count in. I'm hearing that as well. Like, someone feels like there's just such a sliver of an opportunity. Like literally, there's a window of opportunity. That's how maybe they see it. It's not a window yet. I'm hearing this way. It is a door. Like, it's funny because if you say it's a window, you can kind of say, well, you don't climb through a window. Okay, you gotta wait for the door to open in relation to the window of opportunity. So it's like, no, like, it is something for a number of you. Let's clear it. Well, maybe someone doesn't want to make a big deal out of it. I'm hearing that as well, right? Well, who would? The Fool looking at the world? That's like, okay, basically, like, the aisle is set up here as we speak. I'm hearing that, and it's, like, happening all so quickly. I'm hearing that as well. Let's get a few more cards out. Let's clear it. 10 of Cups. Well, someone also feels exposed. 9 of Swords and the 10 of Cups. I'm hearing spicy. Someone's also very psychic. Maybe they feel like this person can, like, read their thoughts. The Moon right there. Yeah, no, this is a very interesting connection, though, for a number of you. If you've just, like, met someone who's got a lot of Aquarius as well. I'm hearing letter F. I'm hearing finish it off. I'm hearing baby. Okay. Okay, so sorry. Scorpio's like, they, like, didn't close the curtain. There's, like, the feeling of an actor who, like, thought they, like, closed the curtain completely before they went backstage, and then they were like, they still had I'm hearing mint chip ice cream on their lips. I don't know what that is alluding to. Okay, we got, no, it's okay, Scorpio, we also got the flavor of ice cream that, oh gosh, all over my face. I'm hearing that as well. It could be a metaphor. Anyways, now for a number of you, let's clear it. This person arrives kind of late to a date. They got, like, food all over their beard. This came through in another reading. I was watching it the other day. It was like someone who had something going on with their beard. It was like some kind of oil. They were like, imagine oil pulling, right? Oil in your mouth. It's like Ayurvedic sort of natural sort of oral hygiene, okay, remedies and things like that, but applied to the beard. I'm seeing someone cleaning their beard with oil. You can also do oil cleansing for the skin, like your face, but I'm seeing it as applied to like the beard. Now, for a number of you, let's clear it. Is it buffering? Okay. For a number of you, I'm hearing hallelujah. Someone's an actor or a singer or something, and this person shows up at maybe even their event. They're late. They're super late. They're like, hey, sorry, I'm sidereal zodiac. I'm hearing Virgo. I don't know what that is alluding to. Okay, that could be a specific message. Someone's like, okay, no problem. Maybe they're like indirectly, well, this is something on a spiritual level as well. Well, yeah, it's weird. Could be a very specific message. I'm seeing someone is at like a play. I'm hearing, or the opening for some event. It's like a show. Is it buffering? Now, okay. Okay, now, so yeah, this person is it buffering? Oh no, black screen. Okay, so now for a number of you, I'm seeing someone is like at a play, and they're like an actor in a movie or something like that. This person like is late to their event. Maybe they invited them or something. Okay, now, if you can hear me, can you type Spider-Man? Now, this person they're either communicating like telepathically with this person. I don't know, again, that could be such a specific, okay, good, Spider-Man. So yeah, it could be such a specific message. Maybe for a number of you, like it's in the way of this person not showing up, but I know that they're acting like they're not really interested in me, but I know how they're feeling. Like this is like for a number of you, let's clear it. Yeah, like someone is like not showing up supposedly, but it's like your spirit guides are like ensuring that you understand what's going on. I'm hearing that you understand. I'm hearing this is in the dressing room. It's even like someone who's about to go on stage. I'm seeing this so specifically. They have like a little earpiece in their ear, and someone is feeding them information. They're like, yeah, don't worry, so don't get freaked out. Also, when you go on stage, like so-and-so is going to be standing in a black, I'm hearing in a black post-it note outfit. I don't know, I'm seeing someone's wearing a costume. Okay, I don't know what that is linked to. Anyways, for a number of you, I'm hearing Leroy Jackson. Someone is definitely getting the down low on something. They could even be doing, they're talking to someone through an earpiece. They're gonna be on some show or something? I don't know what that is linked to. It's like some kind of show. It's like a TV show even. And, I'm hearing, hold on, move over. I have to get like a better look. Hold on, I'm hearing stuff the stocking. I'm hearing that strength up, right? Someone's like trying to communicate something to somebody. Tennis just fell on my lap. Someone's so confused. They're like, where is he? He's not here. No. This is someone's like maybe spirit guides. They're like, no, he's here. Don't worry. I'm hearing Canada, Kansas. I'm hearing topical. I'm hearing topical cream. I'm hearing that as well. Someone's doing some kind of show. It's gonna be a makeup thing. I'm hearing that as well. I don't know what that is only to. For everyone, is it changing colors? Someone's even doing a presentation of some kind, and like there's something happening on the big screen. I'm like hearing it in that way. I'm hearing they're shifting stations. I'm hearing portals as well. Now, this is, okay, I'm hearing cheese, wine, bread. They're like also sitting at some kind of table here. This is for maybe you're at dinner. There's something confusing though, but I'm hearing it's like throwing someone off. Let's clear it. Someone's like trying to encourage this other person though, to continue. Now, okay, let's get all the 10 of Pentacles. Just fell on the ground in reverse, and the Hangman is in reverse. Some of you dealing with a Pisces, they're very, very, very sensitive. Extremely sensitive. They like stop walking in the middle of certain conversations. I don't know what that is alluding to. See two people talking and walking, and like all of a sudden, like it could be a metaphor. Maybe they get like really invested in what they're talking about. I'm hearing that as well. Like they suddenly just like stop talking for nobody. They could also be kind of moody. I'm hearing that. Okay. With a Fool. They also have like this very strong sort of, well, somebody maybe, they have a very strong third eye. I'm hearing that as well. They have a lot of visions. Now, to someone, this is kind of maybe at times like intense or overwhelming. They're like, Well, I don't really see that, but I will try to like understand where you're going with this. Now, this could be I'm hearing star seeds. Two people maybe are trying to even merge. You got the 3 wands again. They're in reverse. It's kind of daunting. We're not going to lie. Tower in reverse. And this could be you with you, or an aspect of you with an aspect of you. Let's get all the cards out here, Scorpio. We'll get a few more cards out, and then maybe we'll jump into Pisces. Okay, let's clear the ground. For a number of you, you're meeting a soulmate, no question, no doubt. And you might find that these energies do resonate even 6 months prior, 6 months down the line. You might have had some sort of even dream. I'm hearing this for a number of you, like about 6 months prior. I'm hearing it in that way for a number of you. Okay, let's pull into it. The 8 of Cups in reverse. This is about 6 months ago. I'm hearing that. Okay, Mother of Cups coming through. In the midpoint of that, let's say 3 months ago. Then we have here the Empress is in reverse right now. Someone's like, I don't know how she feels about me. I'm just hearing that right off the bat. Mother of Cups upright, Empress in reverse. It's like looking at the score, like a tally on the board. It's like, I don't know if it's are we going up or going down? Is it buffering? Okay. Now, you know, the 7 of Swords in reverse, 6 of Pentacles upright. Maybe someone even had a vision or something. It's about 3 months ago. Now, the current thing again, Empress in reverse. Somebody's like, they really feel potentially that something is kind of, they're in the dark with something here. It's really hard to maybe put their finger on it, like, where is this going? I'm hearing that way. Okay. Now, about 3 months down the line, we'll say 8 of Swords upright, the Star upright. It's getting really serious. I'm hearing this for a number of you. Like, this is, well, let's pull another card there in between the Star and the Empress. Is the Sun. Oh my god. Somebody is like, look, they don't want to call it out. Yeah. 4 of Cups right there. The Sun of Wands. They don't want to say, like, hey, darling. I'm hearing that as well. Let me be your let me be the cowboy to your saloon. I'm hearing a hallway over there. Let's dance down it. Someone doesn't want to make something obvious, and that is the Son of Wands looking down to the Empress. Like, you know, yeah, somebody is very maybe even interested in something or someone, and they have been, but they don't want to necessarily, like, well, they could also get kind of nervous. Like, they feel frozen around this person. Is it buffering or no? Okay, now Temperance looking off, yeah, but they've been really patient potentially as well. Now, you got 2 8s here anchoring down the spread, 8 of Wands and the 8 of Pentacles. For a number of you, wow, the Father of Cups, it will be inevitable, possibly for a number of you, that this will be something as you feel it, like also building in a certain way. Father of Pentacles, it was something where maybe for a number of you had like a few really clear interactions that made it so solid for you, where you're like, yeah, there's no question that there is potential here. Okay, now let's, we're going to pull a few cards here. We'll pull a little short daily spread here to get a sense for how these energies may move through the week of the new moon. And let's pull it from the first quarter stage, let's say around the 7th. 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. Wow, today is the 11th, 11/11 that we're filming this on, actually. And we have the Death card coming through right there, Scorpio. That is your very own card. For you've had a really strong sense of smell with this one. I'm hearing in this way. Very strong sense of intuition. Something was just like kind of handed to you almost, like it's kind of made very, very obvious. I'm hearing that something is obvious. Now we then step into the 12th of the 5 of Cups in reverse. Someone's going to take the plunge here. They're like, that's it, like there's no point in like also taking my time with this. If I want it, I might as well like do it. I'm hearing that as well, or at least do something about it. Now some of you have a hunch here, the Hierophant in reverse, 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Some of you feel though that there might be a little bit of this risk factor, okay, associated. Now okay, Scorpio, thank you guys for tuning in. Love and light to you. Enjoy this period, and let's jump into Pisces. One more note, though. 1 second. I'm hearing Aquarius here with the Fool leading out. Some of you might have an idea. Well, you're thinking of maybe, let's pull one more card there on the Fool. You got something that maybe you want to even, you got to come out and say this, whatever this is, like, and clear. There we go. The Empress, the 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, there's something about acting on the impulses. I'm hearing that as well. Okay, let's jump into Pisces. Thank you, Pisces, for tuning in. That Hangman and the theme with the world. Hey, what are you doing here? I'm hearing that like specifically. Oh, I don't know. What are you saying? Well, first of all, okay, well, I'll ask you. What are you doing here? I won't assume. Okay, yeah. Well, it's the same thing as what you're doing. I'm hearing what you're doing here. Okay, well, that's good to know. Okay, do you have in mind what I have in mind? I'm hearing, I think so. I'm hearing, do you need more? 1 second. Okay, well, going back to the Scorpio energy, somebody also wants to know someone's, like, perspective. Maybe they're having trouble reading someone. They're like, does she eat rice in the bowl? I'm really wondering. I'm hearing that, like, specifically. Could be a metaphor with the Hangman reverse. Hierophant at the base of the Hangman. Someone wants to get to know someone, though. I'm hearing that as well. They want to know more about where someone sees something going. I'm hearing this with the Five of Cups in reverse, the Death card coming through, mirroring this Hangman. For a number of you, this is where still Scorpio. Someone is like they feel like really, really invested in this space. Okay, Pisces, let's jump into it. Thank you for tuning in. Light to you, Pisces. I'm hearing you've been really patient. Really patient. Let's get a few cards out. I'm seeing Pisces kind of has like crossed arms a little bit. This is not for everyone, but yeah, Mother of Swords in reverse, Son of Pentacles in reverse. I'm seeing there was something where you're just like, I am like so done with this cycle. I'm hearing I'm literally out. I'm hearing I'm out. Maybe you even looked at a space, you're like, I'm just like, and it could be in the way of saying, I'm gonna put an end to that cycle and I'm gonna make very clear what my expectation is here. And for a number of you, it's a standard that you're setting forth, and you're not gonna be negotiating that. Okay. Judgment upright, leading out with the Two of Cups upright. For a number of you, it comes down to balance. Where do I feel balance? I'm not gonna be overexerting myself. Okay, in times and places and spaces with people who do not also acknowledge what my values are, and even if they do acknowledge them, how do they act in relation to them? And to say that, hey, I respect your values and I want to meet you halfway with them. So for a number of you, to say in this way, maybe you've kind of found like, you know, there have been a few experiences that were kind of disenchanting. Five Pentacles in reverse, where you're like, Son of Pentacles in reverse, Mother of Swords in reverse. They're not committed. I'm just hearing in this way for you, Pisces. Like, and it can be something that you felt so passionate about, that you felt like, I just, you know what? I didn't make it clear enough. Also, where I wanted to take this, and it could be with you. So for a number of you, I'm seeing where you kind of said, well, I kind of, I don't know, letting go a little bit, got my tie, kind of around my neck, but kind of like loosely. I'm saying you want to fasten also the ends with that, where it's like, I don't want to just say it and like not act on it. In other words, for a number of you, I'm seeing like, if you said something also very clearly as you felt it to someone. Let's say you told them, hey, this is my expectation, this is where I want to go with this. And you felt, and this could manifest 6 months down the line, 8 months down the line, 11 months down the line, if you were to come back to this reading. It's like, and they didn't take it seriously. I'm seeing that you're not at that point any longer of being like, oh man, like that's so annoying. You're at that point, Pisces, where you're like, I don't want to also make it make sense to someone. I'm hearing it has to make sense to me, not only as I say it, but also as I'm hearing finance it. Hold on. So what is that alluding to? Oh, so for a number of you, well, yeah, you don't want to mess around. I'm hearing this with things that matter to you. Maybe you feel like you've just kind of been giving yourself also a little bit too much leeway. I'm hearing with things that are otherwise like really important. I'm just hearing it in this way with the Hangman in reverse. Like there are too many things as well on your plate. This is for a number of the Hangman in reverse, Son of Pentacles reverse, that you're not able to give yourself entirely to like the things that you feel truly matter. Now for a number of you, Pisces, for another number of you, there is this sensation that like you just haven't, maybe you gave someone like the benefit of the doubt. I'm just hearing in that way, like, yeah, I didn't really take out I'm hearing my blinders with that one. I'm hearing my blinds. Like maybe for a number of you, let's say you communicated to someone, hey, I also don't like it when you do that or when you don't do that. I'm hearing that. Like I'm hearing Daffy Duck with the Son of Pentacles reverse. I don't know what that was gonna do. Like you kind of like communicated something, right? And it's like, for whatever reason, they sidelined it. I'm hearing for a number of you, Pisces, you're at this point where you don't want to keep hitting the ball with your golf stick. I'm hearing that as well with the Hangman, and hoping that they're going to make it home. I'm hearing, and that they're going to understand where that is to you. Son of Wands reverse. Yeah, this comes down to like what your needs are, Pisces, your expectations, and not just like possibly communicating it, right? But actually advancing in the direction. Like in other words, if you say, I don't want to, I'm hearing this for a number of you, I don't want to eat at that kind of like a restaurant, I'm hearing, and keep listening to those kinds of stories. It could be a metaphor. It's like, I don't want to keep living through that pattern. I'm hearing that cycle as well. For a number of you, it's not just about like coming through and being like, hey, I'm saying this and I'm going to say it in a serious way this time. For a number of you, it's a matter of, I'm not going to show up in such a way that would communicate that I would be interested in that, even if it is to communicate that I'm not interested in that. Do you guys kind of see it's a little bit twisted? But, and are we buffering? Can you guys hear me all right? And we're good with the service? If we're good with the service, can you type 81811? It looks like we're dropping with the service. Uh-oh. Okay, so let's clear it and ground. Have we been buffering? With a hotel bufferland. We are in buffer world. Buffer world and buffer world. We are obsessed with buffer worlds. You guys? Are we in buffer world? Buffer world. Can you guys hear me? Wow, we're really buffering. Okay. We are frozen. Are we frozen? Where are we? Pisces! Pisces! Hello, Pisces? Are we here? Any grizzly bears in the house? Grizzly bear. If you guys can see me, can you type grizzly bear? I think we're back. Are we back? Oh my. Grizzly bear. Oh my, we got the first grizzly bear. 2, 3. Okay. I'm hearing that song, Hey Sweet Delilah, right there. Okay. Now, for a number of you, it seems like we're kind of back. So let's jump back into it, Pisces. I don't know where we lost one another, but for a number of you, there's just a cycle where you're really going to lay it down. It's just, for a number of you, it's something that's becoming ridiculous. Like, no, I'm seeing you for a number of you, Pisces. You're like a tour guide, and like people keep getting lost. At a certain point, you're like, I can't talk about the subject anymore. Like, either you got it, or like, we gotta get going. I'm hearing that as well, but in separate directions. So I don't know, for a number of you, though, Pisces, it's like, something is just like, I gotta let it go. I'm hearing, if it's a Titanic and it's sinking, like, let me at least just be honest with that. The Hermit upright. For a number of you, it comes down to making a sacrifice of some kind, but for a long-term project. Now, for a number of you, this is going to get really awkward. It's going to really get awkward. I'm hearing this, like, just letting you know right here, right now, but you know, the headlights on. I'm hearing deer in headlights moment. I'm hearing that with the Death card reverse, the Hermit upright. I'm hearing, where are you going? I'm seeing someone they see someone in the middle of the night. They're like, why are you leaving? They're like getting all their clothes. I'm hearing that as well. I have to go home. I'm hearing that as well. The Hermit. One second. This could be you with you as well. One second. Someone feels so uncomfortable. They get up in the middle of the night. One second. What is this about? I'm seeing the Hermit. I'm seeing the Hermit here. The Hangman. Something about something physically. Like physically, they're just like also turned off. It could be energetically though. I'm hearing on an energetic level. It is very uncomfortable for a number of you possibly. I'm seeing someone just doesn't feel the wheel. Now, for a number of you, Pisces, this is an environment that you feel is not going to make you, also money, I just have to say it in this way, is like at a certain point, I gotta just get up and be like, this is what we call the Titanic, everyone. I hear that as well. Like, I cannot. Now, for a number of you, can you hear me right now? If you can hear me, can you type 444 best friends? Going once. Going twice. 4, okay. Cool. Alright. Yeah, now for a number of you, no, yeah, for a number of you, Pisces, like, this could be with, like, you and the group. This is something that you've been so patient with. You've been really testing out. You're like, I want to trust this person. I'm hearing it in this way. Like, I don't want to go, you know, home. I'm hearing that as well. Like, but at a certain point, like, if I see that they're not going to be going home, you know, I'm going to have to just, get going on my own. Let's clear it. I'm even seeing someone's, like, this has to do for a number of you with ascension. It's like, either they're going to want to ascend or they're just going to have to stay. I don't know what else to do. I'm hearing that as well with the World in reverse and the Hangman reverse. I can't force them up the hill as well. Like, that's not gonna be good for their evolution. I'm hearing that as well down the line as someone sees it. Somebody's like, there's just no point in trying to make it work. You know what I'm saying? This is you talking, Pisces, to someone in the environment. Like, it's just not gonna happen that way as well if I am trying to make it happen. So for a number of you, at a certain point, your hands off. You're like, I have to just let it heal on its own as well. It's like a wound that you keep like poking at. I can't keep poking at the wound. I have to just let it heal on its own. Now, Simatali Baptiste, thank you for your donation. I'm thinking back to an Instagram post that I posted. This was, you guys can add me. It's Boxers Adventures. I posted something way back. It was like 2013, 14, 15, something, way back. And it was like, I posted this, picture, I was holding up this like cloth, and I put the caption. It was something like, sometimes it's like you just have to let in the heat of your open wound, like let the healing kind of take place on its own. And it sounds kind of morbid. It's like, okay, just let your sort of let me find the the quote. Can you guys type Shrek loves Fiona if you can see this right now? Okay. Yeah, this is like, I don't know what is going on. Could you guys see me? Okay. Okay. Give me a quick second. I was switching apps so I could think it turns off and the service goes out. So let's not take that chance. No one wrote Shrek loves Fiona. Oh gosh, are we really buffering that badly? Anybody can see me now? Okay. I don't know if you guys can like see me. Hear me? Oh, there we go. I got a Shrek loves Fiona. Okay. So let's get I want to get this quote up and read it to you as I felt. I was reminded of this one picture that I posted back a few years ago and on my Instagram. If the internet will even work. Okay, well, it goes something like this. Lay the pieces of your broken heart out to dry. I think, one second. This is absurd. One second. Hold on, you guys. I'm gonna take a picture. Ay. Right? Now, the quote is, it reads out as... That's what it looks like if you guys want to go to the picture and see it. It's coming to mind right here. So, and I posted this years ago. It says, lay the pieces of your broken heart out to dry until the glue that once held them so tightly together rises and evaporates in the heat of your open wound. So for a number of you, that's exactly what I'm feeling here, Pisces. You're like, listen, it sounds like I'm also giving up, but I am not giving up. I'm giving into what I really see as my vision. I'm hearing what I really feel also in this moment is the heart of the matter. Like, I have to be honest with that. So for a number of you, I'm seeing you want to let go of something that is kind of I'm hearing distracting. Okay, I'm hearing also training your eyes to see other than what it is that you truly do. I'm hearing that as well, and it could be in relation to potential, like you want to release what is also draining. Okay, and for a number of you, it's like maybe on one hand it's like, wait, and this could be for a number of you in relation to certain conversations, concepts that you have in relation to certain people or places at certain points in time. It could be related to even history, Pisces. You're like, yes, this has so much, like, maybe to it. It's technically so important, but it's just not. It's also not what I really want. I don't want to also reach my potential by way of this this process where I feel like I'm forcing this to happen. One second. We're here, right? 733. Shrek reaches? Fiona grabs duct tape. What? Are you guys doing roleplay? Okay. I'm waiting for now. How does Shrek respond? To Fiona grabbing for, okay, now, anyways. So now, for a number of you, are we literally... Is the screen blacked out? Okay, now for a number of you... Okay, what? Okay. Now we have some moderators in the room, right? Okay. So, now, for a number of you... Oh, it is working okay. Kind of. Jessica's like, so how do I say this nicely? I might as well go watch Elf. Maybe the service okay, the father wants. So for a number of you, this is someone maybe who you've known for quite some time. It's just been so intense. But, you know, for a number of you, I'm seeing that you want to give even space to a certain experience. You're like, I don't want to force it. I don't want to make it work. So it's like, if you're stepping away from a space, it's like, I don't want to also give the impression that it's not important, okay? It's not that I'm not interested in it. Also, if I acknowledge its potential, but just from a different vantage point now, like just from another vantage point. I'm hearing it in this way, like just step away from it, and then maybe for a number of you approach it from another lens. That's cleared around. Okay. Oh, it started now. This is so Mercury retrograde. It's just not even funny. It is so Mercury post-shadow retrograde. It's just not even funny. With Mars retrograde as well. Mars will be going direct on the 13th. So you got a few more days there. Okay, we got 2 days to be exact. And then Mars will clear out. Well, actually, we'll be in the post-shadow. But, yes. Now, and then we still got Mercury retrograde until about the 19th. So for a number of you, it's like, yeah, for a number of you, well, you do feel like you need to be careful as well about how you communicate about something. Love and light to you guys. Thank you for tuning in.